What's goody to the God? What's popping to the people? Oh, hold on, man. Got the unk on backwards. Trying to get up here to y'all. Damn shame. Peace, God. Had the unk on backwards, man. I gotta get myself together. Why the hell my screen so blurry? Is that my... Hold on, hold on, y'all. Something on my screen, hold on. Okay, much better. That was my badass son. Peace, God. Peace, Sean. What's happening, man? What's up with y'all? Peace, broski. Hey, man, this shit getting borderline annoying. I'm starting to feel like I'm in a domestic relationship and like I'm getting beat up and people keep telling me don't go back. Like, okay, so look. Now y'all know this whole time that people been talking about this Peace Queen. Y'all know this whole time people been talking about when Donald Trump said Chinese virus. You know, I actually hadn't watched the fucking clip. Watching the clip let me know just how fucked up in the head we are. Am I the only one that saw him reading off of a fucking piece of paper? Was that just me? So, if he's reading off of a fucking piece of paper, he's reading the speech that somebody wrote from him like they do for all presidents. So why ain't we worried about the motherfucker who wrote the speech? He's reading off of a piece of paper. Are we that slow, bro? He's reading some shit. Every president you ever seen is reading some shit. They have speech writers. This is common knowledge. We know this. And all you see is Trump said Chinese virus. He's such an idiot. He's so stupid. Like, bro, he doesn't write it. So, he wrote that in a tweet too a few days before what? The Chinese virus thing? Like, bro, Floyd Mayweather doesn't handle his own tweets. But you think the president of the United States does. He doesn't do that shit, man. He's fucking with y'all. This is no, like... When has any president ever been able to say whatever the fuck he wants to? It's never happened before. So all of a sudden, he's the one president. He crossed it out, then wrote it in. Why does he have the power to do that? When have we ever seen a United States president that can say and do whatever the fuck he want with no penalty? When? He could just say anything and nobody can make him apologize. Come on, man. We believe that shit? That's not true. That's never happened in history. He you don't have time to write a speech as a president, and you can't do that. Somebody writes a speech for him. He has speech writers. This is well known. All presidents have speech writers. Every politician you see, look, I come up here every night. Do I read off anything? I'm telling y'all information that I know that's dear to me. I don't have to write that down. I know it. You write things down if you don't know them. He didn't ever listen to anyone because he doesn't write what he's saying. No, they don't want better writers. They want y'all to think he's a fucking idiot. it serves purpose better. So everything that they want to do, they can blame on him. He's not. Look, man. John F. Kennedy mentioned one time in a speech what he was gonna do, and they knocked his shit out. Why does this man repeatedly get to say whatever he want and don't get no penalties? It don't work like that, man. Don't. If the president run the country, how come every time they kill one of them, we never find out what happened? It don't work like that, man. He ain't. Another thing is this right here. These people went publicly. China got the second biggest army on the planet. They went publicly and said, America gave us the most deadliest virus probably known in human history. America did it. And we ain't at war right now. You're saying that America, you know it, you went public with it. You went public and said, America did it to us. And there's no declaration of war? Nothing. Matter of fact, they're saying they're finna send us some help. When the fuck has that ever happened, bro? We waged war, we waged bio war on you, and you offer to help us. And we buy this bullshit. And not only that, America didn't step up and say, wait a minute. We in one of the worst times in human history. The time when more than anything, we need the support of our citizens. And you went publicly to tell our citizens that we're responsible for it. How about you got 48 hours to apologize, or it's really going to be a problem? How about that? How do we see things and we don't look? Can somebody spread a rumor that you HIV positive and don't clean it up? Can somebody right now get on Facebook, say your name, and say they know for a fact you're HIV positive and you don't address it? Of course fucking not. So you can't be the second most powerful nation on the planet, feel like somebody threw a virus at you, and you're not going to do anything but help them out? Bro, this is a fucking abusive relationship. They pretty much slap the shit out of y'all, then apologize, and then later on just slap you again. How did we see this motherfucking man read the speech? He looked down at the paper. He only looked up after he said Chinese virus. Then he looked back down and started reading again. And not one motherfucker said, who wrote that? This shit is 2 + 2. Then I see motherfuckers on Facebook talking about, see, it's the people's fault. If y'all had just went in the house when they first told us, we would have been over with by now and we'd be back at... Bro, this shit is almost... I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I've seen better episodes of wrestling than this shit that y'all falling for. I mean, like real WCW flying elbow drops and shit. I've seen better episodes of that than what we watching every day. And here's my fucking thing. How do y'all get on here every day? Y'all talking all spiffy with all this information y'all got about, I seen people repeatedly post how all media is controlled by the government and the government be lying to us. And even your dumbass president came up there and told you Fox News is fake, which if you look that up, you'll find out it is. So if that's the case, why y'all keep watching fucking Fox News and CNN and feeling smart? Why you keep looking at the fucking TV to find out what's going on? I mean, it had real circumstances. It was more real than this goddamn corona shit. You're right. You're right about that. I guess I gotta give you that. For clarification, WWF was more real than the coronavirus. I didn't say it, but I read it in the chat and I agree with it. How do you look but you don't see? If that really was a real thing going on and you just infected half of my country, bro, peace queen, right while I can look on the news and see you're locking down your whole country, how come China didn't hit up Iran and say, hey, they just bust a move on you, right? You got our assistance now with it. Whatever you want to do, let's get it. That would be logical. Both of y'all pissed at the same people who just attacked both of y'all. It would make a lot of sense right now for both of them to just get on the horn with each other and say, let's clean them up once and for all. Everybody tired of America the dictator. America's so evil and the world's trying to get rid of it. Why didn't China hit up Iran and say, I'm going to give your little bitty ass that paper? What the fuck they doing in Africa? Get your ass over to Iran on the first thing smoking and let's get it. But y'all believe all of that. But when I tell you that the Bible said that China and the United States was going to run the world, conspiracy. The shit I say come right before your fucking very eyes, and then y'all tell me conspiracy. If it says in that book that they was gonna run the world, and we are now sitting in the midst of some bullshit with them two, the top two parties, you can't possibly tell me China ain't in on this shit because we not at war. Period. I don't give a fuck what you see on the news. I don't give a fuck what the next line white man tell you. If we are not currently at war with China, they are lying. China ain't no little bitty Iran. China is fucking huge. And they don't take off for the summertime like we do. They're war ready. Always have been. So why the fuck they ain't doing nothing when somebody just waged biological war on them? And why are they offering assistance to the same people who they just accused of starting it? This morning they offer assistance. Say they're going to send more corona kits and medical help for America. Why? If you saying we did it, why the fuck are you helping us? But y'all can't wrap y'all mind around that because you watch that stupid ass TV. They're lying. Like we never seen a lie on the fucking news before. Are you kidding me? They lie all the fucking time. Y'all tripping when I say they lying. I'm waiting for you motherfuckers to prove to me when they told the truth. I'm more excited about, why don't one of y'all start a live and tell me when the fuck they told the truth? I will tune in every night until you prove that shit. I swear on whatever God you believe in. If somebody come up with a channel where they gonna show me when these white people did not lie to us, I will tune in every fucking day until you make your fucking point. I'll watch faithfully. I'll share your shit. I'll bring other people in to watch it. We gonna watch as a unit every day till you prove this shit. I don't give a fuck if I gotta watch for 12 months. Until you get to the bottom line, I'm gonna tune in. But if that ain't gonna happen, then we're gonna have to get off our fucking high horse, admit we don't know some shit, and be willing to learn from our brothers and sisters. They're not gonna tell us the truth. Why would they? I told y'all yesterday, if you're not getting most of your information from some angry Negro like me on YouTube, you're probably getting lies. There is no media that's telling the truth because all media is owned by the same people. Why the fuck would I tell my slave the truth? Do you tell your puppy your business? When you walk in the house with your dog, do you explain to your dog what's going on in your life and how they're going to benefit from it if they behave? Or do you say, shut the fuck up and go eat what's in the bowl? Some of this shit just be weird to me, man. Like I said, I hadn't even seen the Trump thing. But to know that y'all watched it way before me, and I got to argue with y'all over what the fuck is on the screen, that makes me feel weird. This man, and not only was he reading, he wasn't even doing a very good fucking job of it. This is how you know it's not his words. Because even if I wrote the speech and I wrote the words down, I'm going to practice it so I'm fluent with it because it's my words. I don't understand how we watch this shit and don't know what we looking at, bro. How you watch them people tell us we did it and then watch them tell us they gonna help us? How you watch them people get caught admitting to creating crack and then you proud to go sell it? How? How you sit in the same motherfucking position I sat in and looked at the same big ass screen I looked at, and you watch these white people get caught lying about 9/11. And when another fucking natural disaster happened, and I tell you they faking it, you tell me I'm full of shit. How? They blew up 2 fucking buildings on national TV and lied all the way to the fucking poppy fields of Afghanistan until they got their hands on the goddamn heroin. And then heroin became the #1 drug in the country. And you motherfuckers still told me I'm lying. How did the Vietnamese people call a truce a year before the fucking war? And Truman ignored it and went to war with the #2 place on the planet for heroin. Just like motherfucking Afghanistan was the #1 place on the map for heroin. They repeated the same fucking thing right in front of you, and you told me I was tripping. You cannot lose the Vietnam War and then flood your country with the #1 commodity from Vietnam. The #1 commodity from Vietnam was poppy, heroin. So how the fuck did we lose the war and then our country was full of heroin? How? How we get it? How they give it to us? How we get it? We got our ass whooped. How we get to the dope? They keep doing the same shit to y'all. The same fucking shit. You Negroes read this shit on the back of the can and let them tell you, but it's a different strand. Oh, motherfucker, strand, strangle. Strangle one of you bitches. You lie. You lie too goddamn much. We just like a girlfriend. You got to keep going back to this goddamn lie. You know this motherfucker lying. You know you can't trust him. But you just keep coming on back and listening to it. You just turn the TV on and listen to CNN. And you don't see nobody. This is the part that pissed me off the most. You look on that television every fucking day. And unless you watching one of them dumbass fucking programs y'all like to watch, you don't see nobody that look like you with a shred of power. But you believe every fucking thing they say. When you watching CNN, is it anybody who's in charge of CNN that owns that motherfucker that look like you? When you watching Fox, CBS, NBC, any of these news channels, are they owned by anyone that look like you? Are they delivering the message inside these big ass boardrooms in Congress and all of this shit? Do any of these fucking people look like you? But you so dead set on the fact that they got your best interest. Why? The fuck have they ever done for you? Y'all can't name me shit besides entertainment that they ever have done for you. But you so dead set on the fact that they right. I seen a brother say he disowning people for conspiracies today. What do you mean? You're listening to the people who created the bullshit expecting to get the truth. You don't have to believe shit I say. You just gotta know something to know something. So don't sit here and tell me I'm fucking wrong if you don't know shit. So when I ask you where you get your information from, you should be able to tell me some of the fucking people I know. Because if you ain't talking about some of the people I know, and that don't mean everything I know is right, but what I know is this right here. I've been dealing with the same people getting information for 10 years. And the one thing I know is I be knowing that shit for y'all do. So I trust them, not the motherfucking TV. 8 years ago, you Negroes told me it'll never get to what we doing right now. So how the fuck you know so much? 5, 6 years ago, I try to bring this shit to people. People tell me, yeah, I ain't with that conspiracy stuff. I asked them, do you know about the New World Order? Do you know about martial law? You told me you wasn't with that conspiracy shit. Now the same people on timelines talking about here come martial law. I don't know if it's coming or not, but they got your ass in the house scared to death for a fucking virus and ain't none of y'all dropping dead. Who? I'm all over the country. Anybody who know me, if you don't know shit else about me, you know I'm probably one of the most traveling black men you know. I know people in damn near many people in damn near every state in America. Ain't nobody I know even close to sick. And ain't none of they people sick. So who's getting sick? And I ain't saying it's not happening. But how is it happening? A sister just put up on the Facebook talking about so now it's cell phones making us sick. You people just crazy. Y'all just really need. You don't know shit. What do you know about cell phones? What is your experience with 5G? What have you studied in regards to the shit that you're making a mockery of? And I could willfully say she ain't studied shit, because if she had, she would have never made that statement. Now, she could have said, I don't believe it, but making it like it's an impracticality or impossibility lets me know that you ain't studied shit. Because all you got to do is do 5 minutes worth of research, and you'll realize whether I'm right or not, the same fucking symptoms from the 5G breakdown is the same fucking symptoms from this shit. Now, can I 100% tell you that's what it is? No, I can't 100% tell you shit. But it's the same fucking symptoms. How the fuck they knew about... Look, by the time you heard about it, they had a name for it. How? How? People just dropping dead. How they had a name for it already? The first report you heard should have been a mysterious virus is taking us by storm. That should have been the first fucking news report. Instead, the first thing you heard was a virus with a name already in place. It's deadly and what it's going to do. How they knew all that shit right away? It just took us by storm. How? How they knew all this information and it just came from nowhere. And I'm watching the same people who say it ain't no conspiracy post the fact that those white dudes moved their motherfucking money out the stock market right before the shit hit. Look, what the fuck I gotta do? Do I gotta draw a roadmap? I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna tell you what the problem is. You Negroes got PTSD. Unless the oppressors say it, you don't believe it. That's why you can get your ass on here and down everybody else because you watch Fox and CNN and CBS and you feel so much more important because you got it from them. And for some reason, white guys don't lie when they're rich and in power. How come you believe any fucking thing they tell you? How come? How come they repeatedly get caught lying to you and you still get your ass up and believe anything they fucking tell you? The reason why you don't believe it's a conspiracy because it ain't been no reputable white person to come out and say it. You let one person that you admire that's white come out and say it and all of y'all are turned tonight. And that's the sad, sick part about it. That's all it takes. All the shit of validity I post get ignored. I post some common thought shit. Y'all love to like and share that shit. But when I told her that celebrity lady said, fuck them people, that lady from the Ant-Man movie said, fuck y'all, it's a conspiracy, I don't buy it, and I'm not staying in the house. Everybody ignored that shit. You ain't got to believe me, but I know one thing. If you being honest with yourself, you know something about this shit ain't right. And if you being honest with yourself, you know it's at least one thing they lying about. But you don't got the courage to look for it. So therefore, it's easier just to do what you normally do. Do what you told. The oppressor tell you what it is, and you believe that. Because you're a reactor. You're not proactive, you reactive. You love to wait for somebody to do something to you so you can have a reason. You can't just wake up, see this fucked up ass world, and want to do something. Somebody got to push you to a reason. You can't just wake up, see them murdering black people on Facebook and say, something got to be done. No, somebody got to push you to do something. 2 days ago, I don't know what it is now, but 2 days ago I posted. The death tally was at 19,000. Or the infection rate, not even the death rate. The infection rate was at 19,000. For the country. The infection rate in Flint, Michigan was at 12,000, and they didn't tell you shit. Where the fuck was the stimulus checks then? You see? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Trump can't say Chinese virus, but they can feed black people with lead, and you get mad. You don't get mad about that. You get mad because he say that, but you don't get mad that they feeding your people lead, and they still fucking doing it. They didn't resolve the water problem in Flint. Why? Any of y'all look into it? Can anybody give me any information on the Flint crisis? Because the infection rate was at 12,000. And if you read the article, it says 12,000 children got infected. We talking about children. In a place that's 57% African American. So who do you think is sick? What children do you think are sick? But y'all don't give a shit about that, do you? There's no outrage. Nobody posts about the people in Flint. This shit ain't on nobody's timeline. I ain't see you change your shit to pray for Flint. Not nobody in America gotta pray for Flint. You didn't even say shit when it was happening. In 2014, y'all didn't talk about it. But I'm gonna tell you what you did talk about. They had a black dude named Kwame that became the mayor of Detroit. He became the mayor of Detroit, or the mayor of Detroit, whatever. And they had this big scandal about him and his secretary, and some emails and some text messages where he was having this affair with his secretary. It was all over the national news. They ripped that brother to shreds, and y'all helped. I watched the timeline. I watched the memes and the jokes y'all crack and talk about the brother stupid for messing up and getting caught with all these scams. And then they dug into his life and they say he was embezzling money, and they painted him out to be this big criminal. Y'all shared it, y'all tagged it, y'all believed it. Well, let me tell you something about that brother. Let me tell you something about that brother. That brother was what you Negroes won't be. Because that brother came in to a corrupt, the person who brought him in before him was corrupt. And he tried to teach him to be the same way. That brother would not bend. They struck a deal to let the white dudes come in with their own water company. He stood up to the big boys by himself and said, no, you're not bringing that shit in here. And then here come the emails and the text messages and the affair with his secretary. And then the affair with his secretary turns into money embezzling and all this thing to where he been in and out of jail the whole time, and that brother's paying restitution right now. And y'all made fun of him because he stood up for you. As soon as they got him out of office, they contaminated his fucking water. The shit he was trying to stop. And y'all made fun of him. And you bought it, because why? Because he did what y'all say never happened. Y'all say when a brother make it, they change on you. So what did he do? When he made it, he dressed like what a black man should admire. He kept a slick suit on, some nice little gaiters, nice, well-groomed, a little bit of jewelry, to let y'all know I'm still with y'all. Anytime black folk had a problem, he showed up personally, suit and gaiters, and talked to you like a human. He didn't send people to go deal with you. He walked through the community, walked through the hood and hang out with y'all. As soon as them people on TV said he did something, y'all turned on him. And nobody rolled out with that brother. The whole nation turned on him and said he was guilty. And the only thing he was doing was trying to stop them people from contaminating his black people. And what did they do? And let me show you how simple this is. They say they switched the water company they was using and switched it to this river water. And after they switched it to the river water, the lead got into the water. Switch it back. If it was over here and it was fine, you switched it over here and it wasn't, why not just switch it back? Instead, it's 2020, and they still in Flint drinking water with lead in it. Now name your favorite celebrity. Think of your favorite celebrity in your head. I don't give a fuck if they play basketball, football, whatever. Why they ain't did nothing? Why they not hashtagging that shit like they hashtag Paris? Why they not hashtagging this shit like they hashtag every goddamn thing else? Because they don't give a shit about you. And they're fucking liars. And for those who say, if we had a win in the House, this would have been over with sooner, I'm going to say you're a lie. If we hadn't a win in the House, this shit would be over with. They're only keeping it going because your ass scared. And now they got you where the fuck they want you, and they might not let us out. All you had to do was call bullshit in the gate, and they'd have let it go. Why you think they stopped telling us about the Iran shit? Because too many people call bullshit on it. So now everything that happens in Iran, you have to follow the news things. You ain't going to see it on the news no more. Because they over there deboing them people, and they don't want you to know. They're beating up on people who are not fighting back. So they don't want you to know, so you're not going to hear about it no more. How did the war just fucking disappear? Think about it. Y'all don't think. We were in the middle of a fucking nuclear war. Y'all just thought 60 days ago. You was terrified. They was about to nuke us 60 days ago. Why we not? Now we got the corona. And y'all don't see that the name of the game is to keep your ass scared? Do you know how much money is in fear? I'm going to show you what kind of games these people play. My youngest son is 3. He just got into video games and shit. So I go on the Xbox, and then if anybody know, you can buy your games offline. But they also got the free demo games. That's what I do with him. Since he changed his mind so much, I'm not finna pay for the shit. So we go through there. Half of the enjoyment for him is just scrolling through the free demos, looking at the shit. So I'm looking through the free demos. Now, this just happened in the last 48 hours. Because I was just up there a couple days ago. So within the last 40 hours, and I'm going to post it when I'm done so y'all can see. They got 2 new games they just put up on the free demo list. Can anybody guess what those games are? One of them's called Epidemic. And I don't know the name of the other one. Here's, when y'all see me so fired up, the reason why I be so fired up, because I don't understand why y'all not this fired up. I'm one of them people who, I take offense to my intelligence being played with. So, I respect a good lie better than some bullshit. A good lie will have me scratching my head like, damn, that shit was well thought out. But when you banana in a tailpipe an individual like me, that made me want to fight. You see what I'm saying? So I look at some of the shit they do as so intellectually offensive, I want to fight. Now, I don't mean physically fight because they're not fighting physically. They're fighting mentally. So I just want to get into the fight. I'm not the type that could watch. I'm sitting around watching my best friend scrap. He ain't losing, but he ain't really winning either. And I just watch. I'd rather get my knuckles dirty and we both take the ass whooping, or we overcome whatever the obstacle is. So I sit back and I see them intellectually slap the shit out of us so much, and I see the response by my people, and that shit is bewildering to me. Like, how the fuck does any of this shit make sense when they've been telling you for years what they're gonna do? That's the part that be pissing me off. So when they tell you what they're gonna do, put it in a movie or some shit like that, and then they show you the movie, or they show you the pre-evidence, and then they show you the incident, and you don't make the fucking connection. What's the odds of they coming out with biohazard games the week of the fucking... I'm telling you, I be up there every 3 days with my 3-year-old for the last 8 months. Why did this shit just get put up on that list? Because they're fucking with you. And they know it. Why ain't the people you know on a day-to-day dropping dead? Why is it people all the way over somewhere you don't got nothing to do with? The people in Madison. If anybody catching it, it's one lonely motherfucker. Why this is deadly enough to shut down the world? Do y'all realize it's not even 300 people dead? And we're talking about out of the other day when I looked, it was 19-something thousand infected. Out of 19,000 infected, you had 260 died, 147 recovered. This is not even an epidemic that's killing a lot of people. Do y'all realize more people die yearly from the fucking flu? Statistically speaking, almost double the amount of people die yearly from the flu. And they got the whole country shut down. You just got to start thinking, something ain't right. That's all it started with, knowing something ain't right. And then having the courage to look into it. What the fuck? Now you Negroes ain't got no excuse. You're on lockdown. The world can't go nowhere. So, let's start figuring some shit out. Because right now, you just a pawn. But the realization that a pawn can grow to become the king, that means the game is never over as long as the piece is still out. The pieces are still on the board. The game ain't over. But my final question to y'all is this right here. I'm watching some people say they finna bring in martial law. I'm watching other people make jokes about the zombie apocalypse. When Trump first got in office, y'all said he was going to start a race war. Then it was he finna make people nuke us. Twice since he been president, we've been under nuclear threat, allegedly. And some people say that this is the biblical prophecy end time scripture. And all I'm saying is, it seems like we have given them a lot of deciding power on what the fuck's gonna happen to us. Because nowhere in anything I just named did I see any Negro power. Every possibility I just named has you at the mercy of these people. You okay with that? You okay with just being at the mercy of the people who you say don't have your best interest in hand? You just okay with that? You just want to go to work, do your diligence, take care of your family, and if they mistreat you, you're going to try to shoot your little guns off before they hang your ass. That's your plan, huh? Whatever. Or, I have an alternative for those who may be interested. I'm a little bit older, so back in the 90s, we had this saying we used to say when a motherfucker wanted something that we felt like they couldn't have. We used to tell them, get it like Tyson got the title. So what I'm saying is this right here. I'm not willing to roll over and do shit. You can bring your little tanks out. You can usher in your little game plan. You can do whatever the fuck you want. But I know black people created this planet. And I know it's a lot of white people who ain't with the dumb shit. So with that being said, I don't know about you Kunta Kinte ass Negroes. But I'm tired of running from Massa, getting my foot chopped off and all that shit. I'm tired of sitting around terrified talking about what they gonna do to us. That's all y'all talk about, what they gonna do to us. They about to bring in martial law. And you about to sit there and let them? Why is that even a thought? Why do you even think that they could usher in martial law? That means you plan on not doing a fucking thing. That's your way of telling us, I ain't gonna do shit but roll over. Because I ain't seen one motherfucker say pull it if you want to. I ain't seen one motherfucker say, I see you starting to mobilize, black man. Let's meet up and talk about a contingency plan. Y'all don't want to talk about that. Y'all will send me these cute little things in my inbox that y'all want me to share. And I love you when y'all do that. But why you ain't in my inbox talking about what we gonna do to get these people off our back? Because you plan on laying down and rolling over. That's why. My I told you so speech ain't gonna do no motherfucking good with us in FEMA camps. I even heard niggas say that. I heard y'all say they finna turn Walmart into FEMA camps. And I've heard that too. And there's probably some merit to that. But with you posting it, that means you plan on going. Because it's one thing if they just on some other shit. But when they get on that other shit, I'm not with it, G. I'm not going to nobody camps. I'm not letting nobody detain me. I'm not letting nobody do none of that shit. Why? And why would you? Why would you let anybody? Y'all know, and I don't know if the guy's still watching, but he was up here a little while ago. And I'm going to post the video. He just pulled in from out of state, pulled into the driveway, and they surround this black man with like 8 to 10 police cars and won't let him leave the driveway until he put their ass on camera. That's why they want your ass off the streets. So you can't see what the fuck they doing when they want to do it. Don't y'all understand anything? Okay, so now, let's put that same scenario down and they mysteriously having frequency problems with our cell phones. So then he wouldn't have been able to get us on camera. What would they be doing to that black man right now while nobody knew? Yeah, we gonna get strapped, but that's just one person with one gun. So getting strapped ain't the end of everything. We got to mobilize and start thinking as a governing body. We got to have a contingency plan for how we move if we can't communicate. We got to have rendezvous points, meetup spots. We got to have shit in line if they pull it, so we don't need to talk. We just rock and roll. We talking now. All the talking is now. We need to set up something so we ain't got to talk. When it's showtime, we just hit go. But y'all don't want to do that because that means you got to do something. So all I'm saying is this right here. Stop playing with these people. Stop letting these people think that you a fucking coward. Because it's just like the schoolyard bully. The first time you give him your lunch money, he gonna keep coming back to get it. So when y'all get on this social media and y'all show them that y'all scared, they're gonna turn up the heat. If they had a bit, just think about it. Just think about this. If they had been steady reading everybody's social media, and everybody's social media would have been like, man, this fake ass shit, we ain't going. Y'all honestly think we would be here right now? How could you make people go in their house if nobody believes you? How? If nobody's dropping dead and nobody believes you, how you gonna make people go in the house? You can't. They made you put yourself on punishment because you scared. Literally, people are walking around in public with fucking bandanas around their face. And in your mind, that's gonna save you from... This is how unknowledgeable we are. People got on latex gloves and Jesse James bandanas around their face, walking around in public, thinking that they being smart. No, you look like a bunch of fucking weirdos in public. That's it. Only dummies think you're being clever. You look weird. And nobody you know is getting it. Bottom line is they're fucking with you like they've been fucking with you. And like I say, if people disagree with my viewpoint, that's fine. I'm open for you to invite me to any forum where you can show me when these people got better. Because we all know from experience, after the little fucked up ass boat ride we took, it didn't start out good. It started with a fucked up ass boat ride that changed everything as far as here. So if being here started with that fucked up ass boat ride, I need you to tell me what point after that it got better. And then y'all can say, well, they abolished slavery. They only did that for them. Then y'all try to say, they let us vote. They only did that for them. Then y'all say, civil rights. They only did that for them. Then y'all gonna say, Obama. They definitely only did that for them. I mean, you got nothing. Nothing. You can retrace American history. We got 2-3 highlights. Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Black Panthers. I can't think of much more past that. And trust me, I've been looking like a motherfucker. Oh yeah, now, yeah, and the border is beautiful simply because, see, this is more where lack of knowledge hurts you. You don't understand that United States owns South America just as well. See, this is the stupid games they play. United States owns South America. So how the fuck you gonna say, we kicking y'all out the country, go back? Go back where? To your other country? Is this more dumbass games they play? Like I say, if you eat it, they'll serve it. The 13th Amendment was supposed to help us. It was supposed to help us. But here's the problem. We don't use it in legal matters, first of all, because it can help you in legal matters. But second of all, in the Constitution, you're 3/5 of a human being in the Constitution. So what you have to understand is it doesn't apply to you. See, that's the catch. Now, they won't tell you this in an open court, but it's the reason why they behave the way they behave on your behalf, because you're not really in the Constitution. And let's just deal with that. Why did they call it the Constitution? Where'd they get the name from? Because when I tell y'all that the whole Jesus thing came from 325 AD at the council meeting when Constantine ordained Jesus to be the man. It's called the Council of Nicaea. Constantine is the one who called the meeting. They called in all the motherfucking pharaohs and all the heads, and they was deciding on the divinity of Jesus. Was they going to make Jesus just a man or divine? That's what the meeting was about, and other religious issues they dealt with at the council meeting. And it was a black Roman that they brought the shit to, and he told them this is never gonna work. People never gonna believe this. We still in this. They invited him to the meeting. Bruh man didn't show up. He took his people, hit it, and went underground. Like, no. I know a setup when I see one. And I can get his name for y'all. I don't know if it was Septimius or whatever the fuck his name is, but that's the most popular one that everybody know about. But it was one of them brothers that, because the first Romans was black. Y'all don't know that. So it's a lot y'all don't know, man. When they say the Romans used to, when they say the Romans used to feed the Christians the lions, and y'all be defending that, thinking that that makes Christianity right. You be like, the Romans used to persecute the Christians too. The Romans was you. The Christians was them. Yeah, the Romans was feeding the Christians the lions. We knew them bitches was full of shit. And we wanted them out of Rome. And if we had got them out of Rome, y'all wouldn't be dealing with this shit right now. But we didn't. And so here we sit. See, it's a lot of y'all that don't be knowing, bro. So once you get inside this information, you realize they full of shit. Now, if this is a Christian society, and the number one doctrinated book in the society is the King James Bible, okay, so now the King James Bible is when they introduced Jesus into the whole thing. So now Jesus is in the play as in how we run this society. This is a Christian-based Jesus society. Now, it allows other religions, but the focal religion and the focal belief system in America is Christianity and Jesus. So now, with that being said, if the focal point of this motherfucker is Christianity and Jesus, Constantine is the one that put Jesus into play. And Constantine and the Constitution sound a fucking lot alike to me. So the same person that brought you Jesus is who they named your laws of the land after. Why? Because this is Rome. When you're looking at America, you're looking at modern day Rome with an African theology and a German mind state. This is what it is. This is what it is. Cut and dry, point and simple. That's what you're dealing with. Now, what do you say? After slavery was abolished, the South lost, right? No more free labor, criminalized just being black. Okay, now with that, the South lost, but, okay, think about it like this right here. Okay, so you bring Africans in here as slaves. When we first got here, we didn't even speak the language, know nothing about the culture, nothing. We're foreign. Some of us, we're foreign to their system because thousands of us was here already. That's what they don't tell you. That's why you got these new dudes with this whole Aboriginal movement. They got it halfway right. It was plenty of us already here. But after they ran through that and situated that, then they brought the slaves in. So now here's the thing. When you abolish slavery, it took about 4 years for it to actually come to pass. So they tell you 1865. It was more like 1869 before you actually start seeing people get. But here's the catch. Free to what? It's not like they provided something for black people. They just opened up the plantation doors and said, nigga, you can go. No resources. And go where? So you got black people just walk off the plantation, no money, they didn't let you take shit. You couldn't take no money, you couldn't take no food, you couldn't take nothing, just leave and go. Most slaves never left. That's the part of history they leave out. So they tell you in 1865 they did this noble thing and freed the slaves. Most slaves didn't go anywhere. Where the fuck you gonna go? How you gonna free me and don't give you, like right nowadays when they free you, like when they let you out of jail, they let you out, before you get out of jail, they let you get a job, earn a little bit of money, so that, and then some people go into a halfway house, transitional living, so you transition your way back into society. This is to have a better success rate at people who have lost their life for years. So now when you dealing with slaveries on a plantation, these people have lost their life for 200 years. 200 and some years they've been sitting here being slaves. You just open the door and say, get out. So most of them didn't go any fucking where. A lot of them starved to death. And here's the worst part. What about the ones, peace God, what about the ones that left, realized what the trap was, and had to come back to that same master and beg to get back in? Do you know how they got treated when they got back? And they knew going back after this, Master so-and-so is going to do me dirty. But if we don't, we going to starve to death. So you had to swallow your pride after 250 fucking plus years of this shit. You had to turn around and go back to that man who rapes you and your baby every night and beg him to let you back in. You know what was happening that night, for sure. And it was going to be extra brutal just to prove a point and show you. So you got to abolish slavery, but you got a bunch of slaves with nowhere to go. So what they really don't tell you is most slaves went back. You just couldn't force them to stay no more. But they took their ass right back, because on the plantation, even though it's slavery, slave had their own setup. So it's slavery, but it's your own little village. You got more slaves. Y'all playing games. Y'all singing. You got fellowship. You get fucked up, it sucks. But after hundreds of years, you done grown accustomed to this, and at least it's something. To get let out to absolutely nothing. So that's what you dealt with that. And then, like I say, a lot of people want to pat Lincoln on the back and say he freed the slaves. He did not free the slaves. He did it for economic reasons. Every time you look at something, and this is historical, this is not personal. When you look throughout history and you look at when white people helped African Americans, you will always find ulterior motives attached. Now, I'm not talking about on an individual level. I'm talking about systematically. Anytime African Americans got help systematically in this country, it was always a string attached to it that the African American couldn't foresee. So with the whole civil rights thing, with the whole abolishing of slavery, that was an unbalanced economy. And Lincoln couldn't pay the money that he owed for getting the nation started. So he tried to tax the motherfucking South. And he tried to raise the taxes. And the South said, fuck that. So then he tried to say, well, then y'all got to end slavery. And then the South said, now you really tripping. And then they said, well, that shit ain't fair. Y'all making all that money off slave labor and we ain't making none up here. No. Fuck you. We ain't getting rid of shit. As a matter of fact, we not even with y'all no more. We succeed. We over here now. This is what created your Civil War. Now, because of that, now Lincoln, he broke. And he on the verge of war. He had to create his own currency. I keep saying this so different people will understand what happened with this. He had to create his own currency called greenbacks. Now, greenbacks is how Abraham Lincoln was able to fund the war and whoop the South. But now, you got still the powers that be. Because y'all got to think about it. If the president is as important as you think, how come he get murdered and shit keep moving? Because it's his boss that's murdering him. They tell you George Washington was the first president. His name was General George Washington. What is a general? A general is a soldier in the army. He's just a high-ranking soldier. So if General George Washington is the president, who's his boss? See what I'm saying? This the game they play. So when you, peace, God, yeah, absolutely. So when you look at it from the aspect, and then you look at Lincoln, he even said in a speech, he even said in a speech, I would never, if I could keep slaves and fix the Union, I would. But I feel I have no other recourse. So even down to the brink of war, he told you, And there's rumors that he was half black. I ain't gonna get into that. But if that's true, you got somebody who is biracial that is openly saying, if I could, I would keep slavery, but I can't. And then he proceeded to do what he did. So when you see him get his brains blown out, it was because of the greenbacks. It wasn't because of he let slaves go. Y'all think people got mad because he freed slaves and killed them. No. Because that's the bullshit they teach you in school. That ain't have shit to do with shit. But hold on. Still like that today. And so many people don't want to speak up because when their voice gets shut down, they have to go back to those people and play the game. That's why unity in numbers is important. You absolutely right. You absolutely right. Just like I was saying with the slave plantation thing. Yeah, you have to swallow your pride or you get shut down or you get outcast. And that's why it's so easy to go with the common thought. But if we come together, just like we didn't come, look, 9/11 was our wake-up call. We still bout the bullshit and people still to this day argue over 9/11. If they can trick us like that on national TV, then we are fucked as long as we keep thinking in individuality. Look, they tried this bullshit in Greenland. Greenland kicked their government out. The North kept slavery after the war. Nobody released slaves. You're right, God. Nobody released slaves because it was just a ploy to saying that you niggas can go if you want to, but realistically, there was nowhere to go. So after that Civil War shit, everybody still had slaves. The only thing with it when the North is, the North selective people had slaves. Mostly the politicians in the South, damn near everybody had them. So that was the only difference. But it's the same game being played. Y'all catching it, they haven't changed the pattern. Just like I said earlier, Vietnam War, they tell you one thing. They tapped out a year before the Vietnam War. Harriet Truman got a letter on his desk and multiple phone calls that he stopped answering about them trying to call a truce. He did not want one. He wanted war. Y'all don't understand. War makes money. Let me break this down because I didn't get it for a long time. And I kept watching shit and people kept breaking it down and I didn't understand it. Now it makes sense to me. The people who control your country are not the country. All countries are controlled by outside entities. Every country in the history, the people who, tribes are started by the leaders who formulate the tribes. But nations are not built. Nations are, because nations need funding. You just a small time dude with your people and a belief system. In order for you to put that on a national stage, somebody got to front you some money. That's how all nations get started. So when you get the front money, you no longer own yourself. The Federal Reserve took us over. 1919, they signed the act. It took a full effect in 1933. And they did it on 1933 because 33 is a Masonic number. You got to understand a lot of this shit be connected. The people who run this country are what you call occultists. They believe in sacred knowledge. So everything they do ain't up front. They do shit using signs and symbols and sacred knowledge. That's why I be telling y'all a lot of shit is numerology. I give you a quick example. When you look into the Bible, you will see that Jesus became a minister at 13. 13 is a Masonic number. Why? Because they tell you it was 13 original colonies, but it was really 13 bloodlines that run this world. So the number 13 is synonymous with the 13 bloodlines that run this world. That is why 13 is a powerful number. Jesus became, he started preaching at 13. Then they say he died at 33. When did I just tell you the Federal Reserve took over? 1933. 33 is the highest degree masonry. So you got to tie these things in. Y'all don't put this over here with this over here with that over there. You keep everything in its own little box and you deal with it like that. When you mesh it all together, you start to get one picture. And then you can see what they're doing to you. So when you follow the signs and then you see this 33 thing, you know something ain't right. So either way it go. Now the Federal Reserve takes over in 33. And I said this yesterday. Isn't it coincidental? In 1933, the Federal Reserve takes over. In 1939, we get Social Security. Social Security is your receipt for the people who own you. The Federal Reserve owns the United States of America. Now, the Federal Reserve is an international bank. All international banks are owned by the Rothschilds. The international banking system is a Rothschild creation. Now, in the 18-something, the Rothschilds took over Germany with the banking system. So if in 1800, the Rothschilds took over Germany with the banking system, that means in 1933, when Hitler comes into power, who put him there? 1933, they sucked us dry from all our money, bankrupted us. And then in 1933, they put the same money behind Hitler and rose him to power. See, you got to connect the dots. When you connect the dots, you get a nasty ass picture of where you stay at. You get a nasty, filthy picture of where you stay at. These people are doing the same thing they've been doing. And when he went to war with them people in Vietnam, they told y'all we lost Vietnam. How? And we flooded the country with heroin. Vietnam was the number 2 place on the planet for heroin. Make the connection. You had the towers. They tell you it's Bin Laden. What the fuck we doing in Afghanistan with the number 1 place for heroin? Why are we there? And y'all don't catch shit. You got so romanticized with Obama, the whole world was taken by storm. We got a black president who didn't do a fucking thing for African Americans, might I add. But let's just deal with the Obama shit. What was one of his biggest things? This how y'all know. I tell you, you ain't got to like me or trust me. All you got to do is listen and connect your own dots, because I'm going to help you connect the dots. Now, when I say that we took over the dope, and this was about oil and drugs, among other things, the 9/11 shit, here's the proof. Obama ran his campaign on what? Bringing the troops home. That was his biggest claim to fame. I'm going to end this war and bring our troops home. And one of his first active duties, what did he do? He brought the troops home. But we're going to leave 50,000 troops. Where did he leave the 50,000 troops? In Afghanistan. So out of all the places, you left 50,000 troops. Where the heroin at? And y'all don't see this shit. I ain't got to make this up. It's a fact. Look up who was the leading, who led the world in opium the year of 9/11. Whatever year that was, look at the year before that and see who led the world in opium. They're going to say Afghanistan was either number 1 or number 2. Okay, once you find that out, okay, well, we ran up in that motherfucker. And it don't take nobody. All you got to do is read the news clipping. Obama says he's leaving 50 troops behind in Afghanistan. That was the headline news. So it's safe to say he left 50,000 troops to guard the dope. Because here's another connection y'all don't make. Here's a simple thing you got to think of. If one of the biggest commodities on the planet is drugs, how you going to control the planet and you don't sell drugs? If the drug trade was really owned by cartels, cartels would have overthrew governments by now. Every one of them. Cartel leaders are billionaires. You got billionaire drug lords with armies behind them. And none of them want to overthrow governments. Okay, let me put it to you this way. If you was a billionaire on your way to being a trillionaire, with an army of, say, 500,000, what would you be thinking about doing? It would beat the hell out of running around your whole life, hiding and ducking and dodging and trying not to get caught by the feds and all that shit. If you just take over a nation, you got the money to. Why don't you? The police force is here. I'm going to break down this real quick for y'all, and then I'm going to get up out of here. If one of the top commodities on the planet is narcotics, you cannot control the planet without controlling narcotics. Period. We naive enough to believe that we got the most powerful army on the planet, but some people who barely speak English can smuggle drugs in our country, and nobody knows. Do you know how much drugs it takes to run a whole nation? There's drugs, large, huge quantities of any drug you want in every city in America. How does that get here? How? How does it even get into the country? Because the dealer you know who getting all that shit, he never leaves the country for it. He go get it from somebody else. So the people who got to leave the country for it, how are they getting all that shit back into the country, flooding the whole country, and nobody knows shit? You got cruise liners sliding past with tons of heroin and cocaine on it, and nobody knows shit. Well, let me ask you a question then. How come, who is the dude that owned the big ass bank? Is it JP Morgan? If it's not, correct me. But one of the huge bank owners just got caught a couple months ago. One of his shipments got raided from one of his trucks, and it was full of cocaine, like tons of cocaine on it. He said he ain't know shit about it. He has never talked about it on the news, never spent a day in jail, no indictment, no news coverage, no nothing. I'm the only one on the fucking internet that showed the clip. I ain't seen none of y'all show it, and I still ain't seen nobody talk about it. And before me, I didn't see nobody post it. I found it just being nosy and ran into it looking for some other shit. Since I posted it, nobody before or after has posted it, and it ain't been on the news not one time. One of the biggest banks on the planet got caught with a huge shipment of dope, and nobody's talking about it. Right after Obama left office, his motherfucking boat is called the Michelle. That motherfucker got seized with tons of cocaine. Look it up. Obama's boat, his personal boat called the Michelle, got seized right after he left office with tons of cocaine. And y'all ain't heard about that until I just said it. Why? Why? They running this smear campaign. Donald Trump, every chance he get, he throw a shot at Obama. Why he ain't bring up the boat of coke I just mentioned? Because if my dumb ass know it, Donald Trump got the best intelligence on the planet. He don't know Obama's boat got caught with coke on it? How about this? And y'all, a lot of y'all might even log off and stop even talking to me after I say this, but I'm going to show you how dirty this is. And I can prove it too, just so you know. Anybody who wants this information, inbox me and I'll send it to you personally. There have been rumors, that's my disclaimer, these are rumors. Ever since the Obamas got in office, there have been rumors that Michelle Obama's real name is Michael. Now, Obama say him and Michelle been together since college. Okay, well, somebody who went to college with them when he first got into office came forward and said Michelle's real name is Michael, and he used to go to the boy club with Obama and Michael. That dude came up missing. We don't know where he's at. Let me say this again. You can go on YouTube and you can Google the fact that there is a young man that came forward at the beginning of the Obama getting in office and said that Michelle Obama's real name is Michael. And he used to go to the club and party with them. That young man has never been found again. Check this out, though. It's finna get worse. Because I don't say shit that I can't prove. It's finna get worse. Joan Rivers came out and said she know for a fact that Michelle's real name is Michael and Michelle is a man. Joan Rivers lost her job and came up dead. Go fucking look it up. Now, I also have in my possession 2 clips of Obama doing an interview. And in both clips, he say Michael on accident and then say Michelle. Whatever God you believe in, that's my witness. I also posted a magazine cover in question with Michelle Obama on the cover, and you can look in the crotch area and something don't look right. I got the pictures. I posted it. So what's my point to this whole rant? Yeah, accusations are gospel. No. Accusations are not gospel. These are accusations. Now, what I said is this right here. If one person say, you gotta tell, no big deal. If 2 people say you gotta tell, maybe they're biased. But if 3 people say you gotta tell, you better start cutting out the booty part in your fucking pants because it's a tail growing. All I'm saying is this. Everybody who brings this point up either come up dead or missing, for one. And the people who are accusing Obama of this, they could have said any name, but they said the name of Michael. And in 2 interviews, he accidentally calls Michelle Michael. Now, none of this would mean shit if, when we look at what Obama did in 8 years, he made more policies for LGBTQ and transgender people than any other president in history. Same-sex marriages, same-sex bathrooms. The list goes on and on of what he did for the LGBT community. Showing up at the gay parades and all that shit. Hey, hey, you know what? Hey, you know what, Cedric? The reason why I rock with you is because you always show up when I need you. Woo! Now, guess what else I got? I got the picture of the real parents. And guess what else I got? I got the article that was just released recently saying the parents are trying to sue. Now who want to test me? Now who want to test me? My inbox is open. Who want to test me? The real parents look exactly like they fucking kids. I'm going to say it again. The real parents look exactly like they fucking kids. I got the article, I got the clipping, and I got the people trying to sue the Obamas saying that those are their children right now. I posted that this year. I just posted that. Matter of fact, I posted that Obama shit in the last 6 months. I posted that. See, that's why I say I don't get my information from when y'all do. I don't go on TV and get mine. I rock with the same people that been leading me in the right direction for the last 10 fucking years. My people be predicting shit years before it happened. I just sit back and wait, and I watch it unfold. After I seen it unfold a couple times, then I know it's real. Cedric, hey, for you, I'm going to do you one even better. Since I know you're an information junkie like me, I'm going to send you the whole lecture. I'm going to send you the whole lecture because I know you're going to watch it. I ain't going to get that to everybody because people will waste that and show it to the wrong people. But you going to watch the whole thing. I'm going to send you the whole lecture where my peoples break down from the Rudy to the Tootie, the whole Michelle Obama thing. With facts. Real live facts. They did a whole PowerPoint presentation on it. So either way it go, what I'm saying is this right here. They whole thing is a sleight of hand. Look left, go right. Camera tricks, mute optical illusions. You never gonna get what you seeing right in front of you when you dealing with this country. This country was built on deception. Why would it stop? It built the whole nation off deceiving the people. At what point do you decide, you know what, I'm gonna wake up and tell the truth? For what? If you built a whole nation to become the most powerful nation on the planet and you built it off of deception, why would you wake up and start telling the truth? For what point? It don't make sense. And everybody in here, thank y'all for fucking with me. Would y'all please hit the share? Because I ask y'all every day. I don't know why. It's like the share button is kryptonite and y'all just won't touch it. But it's just right over in the corner. It just take like 30 seconds to hit it twice. Please, thank you. But with that being said, everything you seeing is an illusion. You just have to think common sense. If we can agree that all media networks is owned by the same people, then why the fuck are you watching the news for television? If we all sit on here all year round and talk about how corrupt the government is, how come soon as the deadly virus hit, we turn straight to the government to find out what's going on and believe everything they tell us? We're literally a people who know our government lies, but we're sitting on social media every day turning on each other over the same people that we know lie to us. And all down the timeline, all you see is us arguing with each other over what they're doing. And the other side is us sitting back patiently waiting to see what they're gonna do to us. We just sitting back like abused wives talking about, I hope he don't come home and hit me today. We just sitting back like a wife that just get treated the worst, just sitting back, buying her time until her husband slap her again. And that's a horrible analogy. So don't think I'm making light of domestic abuse. I'm trying to get y'all to see that we are the domestically abused. And if we so hard up when we see a domestic abuse victim, why we don't want to save ourselves? We almost need a fucking hotline. I'm turning myself into the domestic abuse hotline. Because you Negroes have been abused. And y'all need somebody to talk to. I'm talking to you white folk too. If you up here, they use Negroes. Being Negroes is a state of mind. But either way it go, I'm just saying, we got to get smart, we got to get sharp, and we got to get woke. Because knowledge is the only real power, and information is the only real currency. I love y'all. I'm gone.